Good afternoon, everyone. Rob Bonta, California Attorney General. Thanks for joining me and this press conference on short notice. We are today announcing a lawsuit against the Trump administration. And for those keeping track, this is our 40th lawsuit in 36 weeks, 40 lawsuits since Trump took office. This lawsuit is part of a multi-state coalition. We are part of a multi-state coalition. This case is being co-led by New Jersey, Rhode Island, Illinois, and California. And I want to give a very, very special shout out to Illinois for their particularly robust contributions to this lawsuit and to getting us to where we are today. And collectively, we and California are taking action to protect Californians' safety, public trust, and the ability of our state to prevent, respond to, and recover from disasters and acts of terrorism, all of which are non-negotiable. I'm here to ensure that federal law is followed and that states like California can rely on funding appropriated by Congress to protect their residents without random and unreasonable interference from the federal government. For decades, California has received federal Homeland Security Grant Program funding to help prevent, prepare for, and respond to terrorism and other emergencies. These are funds that are critical to ensuring the safety of our communities. This funding has traditionally been allocated based on objective, risk-based criteria, things like the level of threat, vulnerability, and potential consequences, rather than political considerations. Unfortunately, the current federal administration has attempted to unlawfully reallocate hundreds of millions of dollars away from California and other states simply because of their view that those states do not align with their policy preferences. The Trump administration's action seems to be rushing to work around last week's court order that barred them from attaching immigration enforcement conditions to Department of Homeland Security grants. We, as you recall, last week we secured a permanent injunction, a final order in the trial court preventing the Trump administration from adding as a condition to Department of Homeland Security grants to provide for resources for emergency preparedness and counterterrorism, cybersecurity, a condition around participating in the Trump administration's inhumane mass deportation agenda. So we won that case, and this appears to be a design around or attempt, another illegal attempt to design around what was originally unlawful conduct. Today, we're taking the next step to protect Californians, to protect this funding. We're seeking emergency relief in federal court to stop FEMA from unlawfully diverting these critical funds. For those who may not be familiar, the Homeland Security Grant Program and the Urban Area Security Initiative provide billions of dollars annually to states and localities to help prevent, prepare for, and respond to acts of terrorism and other high-threat emergencies. On the surface, this may seem like routine funding administration, but the reality is far more serious. When funding is withheld for no good reason, it directly undermines our ability to protect our communities, including our most vulnerable residents. Federal law is clear. Grant funding must be distributed based on objective criteria related to threat and to risk. The Trump administration can't divert this funding for their political purposes, and states can't be punished simply because the administration believes a state doesn't align with its policy preferences. Yet, last Saturday, California and other states received notifications showing sharp reductions in funding, a 33% reduction for California, a 69% reduction for Illinois, and a 79% reduction for New York, while other states, red states, states that don't have the same policies as California, and the other states that have lost funding, those states got large increases. The defining factor appears to be political. And while we're still gathering information, it appears that whether a state is a so-called sanctuary jurisdiction may be behind these cuts. These cuts are simply unfair. They're made without good reason, and they go beyond the powers FEMA is legally allowed to use. These cuts violate the Administrative Procedure Act and the U.S. Constitution by unfairly treating states like California differently based on policies Congress never intended to be a factor, which is why today we filed a lawsuit in federal court seeking immediate emergency relief. We've filed for a temporary restraining order, and we're seeking immediate relief to rescind these award notifications and block FEMA from unlawfully diverting funding that California and other states have earned through lawful evidence-based practices. Protecting this funding is about more than dollars. It's about public safety, it's about preparedness, and it's about trust in government. Communities rely on these funds to prepare for and respond to disasters and terrorism threats. Arbitrary cuts put lives at risk. No other way to say it. They undermine law enforcement, emergency responders, and public safety planning. And California won't stand by while critical resources are redirected for political reasons. Our action today ensures that California can continue to prevent and respond to acts of terrorism, protect residents from natural disasters like wildfires and like floods, support local emergency management and law enforcement, and maintain strong, resilient communities. We're committed to holding the federal government accountable, including challenging unlawful attempts to politicize critical public safety resources. If a law is being violated, I'm going to step in. We'll use every legal tool at our disposal to protect the safety of Californians. Today's action is yet another example of that commitment, of that promise. Let me be clear, we will continue to defend California's safety, California's sovereignty, and California's constitutional rights. We won't tolerate being bullied or punished for making lawful decisions about protecting our communities. This is about more than one state. It's about protecting the safety and security of all Americans. In California, we're making it clear, safety matters. Lawfulness matters. Public trust matters. And I want to take a moment to acknowledge and thank the dedicated team in my office who've been leading this work, working tirelessly around the clock, even over this past weekend, to get this case on file and to get us in the position we are today to protect this funding. Joel Marrero, Michael Newman, Lee Sherman, Jim Stanley, and Dalen Thrift Viveros. Thank you. And now I am happy to take any questions you may have. Thanks again for joining.